show everybody. For some reason, since we got back from our trip out west, I guess Keanu missed us. We weren't able to take Keanu with us on the trip like we wanted to, like we had planned. See the hair all fly off. Them things shed like crazy. We just got back from the trip and Keanu missed us a whole bunch. Him and Lola, the English bulldog that we have, didn't eat very well, and they were kind of upset that we were gone, so we had to do some video chat calls to them. But ever since I've been back, he won't leave me alone. And one of our final trips that we took in 2021 was a trip we took to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we wanted to go boondocking. And just outside of Asheville, we got onto the Blue Ridge Parkway. Amy decided that this was the time she wanted to drive the van for the first time. She's doing a great job, except for backing and parallel parking and pulling into a spot forward, or there's just a couple other things we'll talk about later. Maybe we came in during the pitch black. She wanted to drive, so obviously I had to let her drive in the pitch black on the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is 2 lanes curving in and out of the mountains. You can't see anything. The fog is just all we can see is our headlights, and we put on high beams. Nobody else out there, not another car in sight. It's about a 40-mile trip from when we got on the Blue Ridge to get to Crabtree Falls. It just stops in the middle of the road. I'm like, whoa, what is it? A deer, a bear, a Sasquatch, a man? Did you hit somebody? Did you hit something? I mean, what's going on? She's like, no, because I ain't gonna lie, I was like nodding off and falling asleep. So she's not, no, this is a great photo op. I'm like, what? So she gets out her phone. Oh, yeah. Gotta have props, sorry. She gets out her phone and she's like, and I'm looking over at her. She's got night mode on and doing it the right way, and she's like, so what do? I grab my phone, and I'm like, and we were amazed. And these pictures are just like, I don't know, there's just something about them. I keep going back to them and looking at them, and there's just, I don't know, they're exciting, motivating, and I just want to take some more night pictures, and I have since. I've taken a bunch of night pictures. I do it all the time now. I have the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which is what I film most of this video on that you're about to see, and it's just awesome. We made it to our campground. Somehow we found the sign that said Crabtree Falls in the middle of the dark, and we pulled in. We didn't even see nothing. We didn't see the gate. We didn't see the ranger station. Luckily, I saw this number on the side of the road, oval loop. Quite a few campers and big campers can go in there too. There's a few there when we woke up in the morning. We couldn't see anything when we got in there, and it's only $20 a night, so you can't beat that. Even though there's no water, electricity, no cafe or anything like that. We got in there. We parked on the side of the road. It's just a little side lane or something you park in. That was the spot for the night. We were going to change spots to the second night. Got out. I locked the doors. We covered all the windows. There's a flyer at the post, and it said there was a bear in the area, so be careful. And we pulled out the bed and we just crashed. Woke up the next morning. It was freezing cold. Amy was freezing cold. We had the blanket. She had the blankets all wrapped around her. She's just shivering. So I go out and I turn on the propane, come back in, fire up the generator, thinking, oh, I'm gonna have heat. Well, I didn't do the research. And I found out later, about 3 hours later, I got the heater working and I got the hot water pumping in the van. But for 3 hours, we were freezing cold while I was trying to figure out what to do, how to fix the problem. We were out of water, so all we had the chance, we didn't, like dummies, we didn't fill up in town or fill up with a hose somewhere in our fresh water tank. So luckily I had bought this little contraption here. It's got a lever that opens and closes, and it's got a little filter inside and a ring, and really it's meant to go on a hose, the end of the hose. Then you could just stick this into the fresh water tank and it'll pump it up there, and then you use we use electronic monitor to see how much water's in the tank and fill it up. Bought all these little bottles of waters. So I stuck this in there and had Amy bring me them, and I poured and I poured and I poured. But when we were in town next, we filled up full of water, and we also got extra gallons of water to be smart next time. I would suggest that you fill up before you go to the camp, or have some way of filling your tank up. We saw our site for once we woke up. We did see our site. It was just the next site over, and it was actually a back-end site. Not too much more snazzy than the one we were at, but at least it was a little site, a pull-in off the road, and that worked out pretty great. I am obsessed with fire towers. What can I say? I will climb any fire tower any day. They're just captivating. They're cool. There's something about them. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the view when you get to the top, or the exhilaration of walking up and being afraid of heights, dealing with that fear, overcoming it. I don't know. It's just they're cool to look at. They're cool to photograph. Linn Cove Viaduct. We found the visitor center very easily. We parked, not a whole lot of foot traffic. We got out with our backpacks and started hiking the trail. We saw the viaduct, we walked underneath it, hit the trail going up through a series of little caves and rocks, crossed bridges, into the forest, and it kept going and it kept going. It started getting dark, so what can I say? I don't want to be on a trail when it's pitch black and I have no idea where the trail is going. So I kept going. The bridge is getting farther and farther away from us. The trail's going in the opposite direction. So finally, I saw an opening, a clearing once we got to the other side of the bridge. I just shot down the hill, and I'm glad Hemi followed me. Walk across the bridge, which you're not allowed to do. You're not supposed to do that. We did go back there during the daylight hours, and we were able to get a parking spot with the van, and we got out and we took some pictures. Amy filmed me driving the van, which is the opening scene for this video, across the bridge. We did that a couple of times because there's people walking in front of us. There's cars going by. We had to time it just right. Worked out pretty good for a cool opening. It's one of the most filmed and photographed area in the Blue Ridge Parkway.